Oh, that was horrible. Anyway.
So we're going to have to infiltrate once again, I guess, under the cover of night, to go ahead and to give this a day. So let's go ahead.
Well, hold on. Remember, they said that we would have to meet at noon, so it has to be during the day.
Okay.
We can still
well,
get
then
into
I better
the town
rest
at night.
now.
Yes, I think we need to
better
rest now.
Yeah. Well, actually,
So-
we don't have time to rest because we did this at night. We have less. We have less than 12 hours, possibly only 8.
Into the town,
And
then,
we
I
have to
suppose.
walk.
Question: how long have we been on the boat?
The 2 trips, about 45 minutes each, say about an hour each in the conversation. So 4 hours.
I mean,
night.
from having
I think it means
left
since he got
the
injured.
siege, yeah, from having left the siege to here.
Oh, from well, yes, well over a week.
Yeah, so Harmon's okay now, I think.
Yeah,
If it's been a week and a day, Harmon's been healed because we
you're
have armor for 1 point. We're getting rest and we're not getting in fights. That's 3 points a day, and he needs 24 points.
Yeah. You're close to 2 weeks.
Okay, then
Very good.
Harmon has healed.
Yeah.
I really think it would be more convincing if he was injured, though. But you can just, be you.
All right. Well, I think we have most of our plan. Time is wasting. The moment is now. And once we're in the city or township, I suppose, we just idle around to the right time.
But you said like 45 minutes to get there?
About, yeah.
We can actually, I think we can actually take a 6-hour rest and be a little fresh before we go.
Arrive at dawn? Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
I'll just take another cat nap.
How many have you taken today, sir?
At least 3. This is number 4, so a healthy amount of cat naps.
When I get you up in the morning, we're going to be doing some work, okay? So we can get your hands dirty.
Oh, very good then.
Oh, morning comes. 6 hours.
I get him up early, and I drill sergeant him. Get out of bed, start lifting some crates over here.
Bring my samosa. Give me some of the wine first. I'll get up.
I take my water skin and just pour it on his face.
Oh, gosh, it's cold. Why is the world cold and cruel? Why to me?
If you're gonna pretend to be like a dock worker, sailor type, you gotta at least get a little labor in so you know what to do with it.
Oh, I'm already wet and miserable. I think I fit the part now.
I guess we spend like an hour doing that, and then we start moving out, I guess.
Okay.
Probably
After-
the scruffiest I've ever looked now.
Yeah.
It's a look.
And about 45 minutes later, you're in the small town that oversees the shipwrights, the ports. Mm-hmm. And again, a larger crowd this time around. Few fellows in the edges that you notice. Now a little bit more of them. 3 to 4, as opposed to just the 2 that were there before. And people make lines, and I mean, Vesper, you realize soon that that fat rat of a brother, Aletian, he is just snoring loudly in a big chair.
Well, we would be going around them, so.
Yeah, but you can hear the snores from ways away.
Miles and miles.
Yeah.
It's how the town keeps time now.
Yeah. And you see the silos, and you pass the silos, you start seeing the shops and homes. Most of them ramshackle, poor homes of sailors and others who work here. A lot of them are they're also tents as well. They brought a lot of workers to speed up the process, right? So you're told where the curio shop is. Yep. The only thing that's actually open this morning is, again, the bars and stuff, because as you have the rotation, workers at night want to get drunk before they hit bed, and so, they have some of that going on. Are you going to do anything more than that before you hit are you simply going to sit in one place, wait for noon to hit, or are you going to try to getting some.
Well, it's morning, and there's a bar, and I am a fellow peasant. Yes, indeed. I'll just hit up some local gossip while we wait.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm
Well, you
obviously not pressing for anything, because I don't want to expose myself either. So this is just going to be some general carousing around.
While he does that, I'm going to basically watch the streets and observe to make sure nobody is watching us.
Okay.
Combat
And if you need me
save,
to roll
authority, herald. Man, everything I have is based around me being big and important. Man, being a peasant is awful. How do you people deal with so I'm just gonna go ahead and roll will and gossip if that's okay. 1 success. What's the talk around town?
People are happy that the church is handing out food. There's a lot of grumpiness about the fact that the overseers are pushing people hard to repair and arm. From this vantage point, you see there's quite a bit of ships coming in and out. Right, there's several guard ships, at least heavily armed, and there's more ships waiting to be loaded into the dry docks. It's like they're trying to refit at least a small fleet in here, right? Getting them for battle and stuff like that. Which is strange to a degree because maybe these ships are the reserve ships, right? Because they already need ships to go into the original invasion. But they're expecting just to, they're ramping up more as the war goes on, right? And in the middle, in the 7 ships, you have 3 one side, 3 others. The big ship that is your target.
Yeah.
But again, from where you are getting details, you have to go into the shipyard itself to pick up more specific targets.
Yeah.
More detail. Nobody seems to take much advantage of it. People are coming in. I mean, the morning shift, the people coming in to drink, they're almost zombies, right? They're going through the motions. This is the cup that will ease them into their 3 to 4 hours of sleep before they get woken up again, getting ready to get started again. In fact, a lot of the rumbling is that the overseers are pushing people beyond their limits. Like people who are in the day shift are either wake up very early in the morning, they're still dark,
They're being worked ragged.
Yeah, or staying later, and then so they're trying to overlap the ships as much as possible, so the job is and the work is continuous, right? They're working people ragged.
So I think maybe I could also probably get their disposition a little bit. How do they feel about their king and his message of of greater power to the people? Are they feeling that right now?
With the role that you have right now, no, you don't get anything other than
Okay. Okay.
If you want to press your luck and ask more probing questions, more deep.
Nah, I'm not going to give ourselves away, so I'll just go ahead and pull back.
Yeah, there was a lot of grumbling, complaining about this overseer or that boss or whatever, stuff, right? And that's about it. Even the staff is just themselves were ragged because I think the only people that are happy are the barkeeps because they own the taverns and.
Yeah, they don't have to go out and work, and they just get to collect the money.
Yeah, they get to collect money. So, also, a lot of talk about rents going up as well.
Oh,
that seems to be a sticky issue, right? Because a lot of the workers here have to rest in flop houses and rent, chacks and the like, and somebody's jacking up the rents. War profit.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
The rent is always too damn high.
Exactly. And so that's it. And at noon, you go into almost narrow alley between many of these ramshackle buildings. You knock on the door, and it opens slightly, and an elderly voice comes in. Well, what can I do for you? Can I help you?
Yes, hello. I've heard that this establishment serves those that are. What's the word? Hold on. I heard that this establishment would help serve those that are looking to find something that is plentiful.
Oh, well, yes, I always have a little thing here and there. Perhaps some tea for you. I always available, very plentiful of the tea. Come right in. Come. And the door opens a little bit more. And an old, she's a fox, but she's so old that she looks like a gray fox. But really, she has those tufts of red.
Mm-hmm.
Come on in now. Come on. Yeah, come on.
Coming in.
But Duncan, you realize that her ears are, sharp and twitching back and forth. Like she's hearing around, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, and there's a small, kind of living area there's a table with a couple of. It seems to have been prepared for you. There's already steaming tea and the smell of maybe onion soup ready. It's like, we'll go right ahead. Please sit. And she goes to basically a trunk and she retrieves it, and she gets basically the two papers that you handed to her. It's like, I believe these belong to you.
Oh, I thank you.
Very curious reading, that is. I'm being bored because people are not buying from me as they used to. A little card figurine here and there, or a toy for the children. Not so much use for that anymore. So what can I do for you, gentlemen? You seem people of need, and the sisters and brothers like to help each other as family, if we can.
This is all you, Sir Gregory.
Very well then. I don't believe we've been introduced to each other just yet. I haven't heard your name, but I am Sir Gregory Varkin III, and it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm here on authority and a mission.
Oh, you might call me Antonia. My mother likes foreign names for her daughter, and I've done my best to keep that name.
Antonia.
The children used to call me Old Lady Anthony, which was insulting, but I don't mind it that much anymore. Antonia will do. So
Well, you've only gotten better with age, I'm sure.
Oh, you flattered me. And I believe you're very good at flattery, aren't you? Huh? You have that look in your eye.
Some might say it's one of my favorite abilities. But I would definitely I have no problem sharing such flattery with someone such as you, especially someone who may be able to assist us. As I understand, your society has interest in this area and presence, and maybe a tap on the common people and their plight. Could you tell us about what's going on here and what you all need?
Well,
How can we perhaps help you and receive help in return?
Well, we see that there's plenty of food coming in, but it doesn't seem to reach the right mouths. The church says they're helping, but they're keeping a very tight control over it. Perhaps if the stores were to be liberated, giving freely to all who are in need, then that would help you as well as we. But to do that, we will require some kind of distraction, if you will. Something that will take the eyes out of the target, if you will. And with the food liberated, we will be more than happy to share for all of those brothers and sisters who are in need these dire days.
Well, then I think you should be very happy to know we have the best possible distraction you could have ever asked for at your disposal. We just merely need some assistance having it happen. And if the stores of food are liberated, if some were to end up in our hands to distribute to needy people elsewhere as well, all the better, of course.
Well, the thing is, we need to, I don't know, make sure that fat rodent of a brother is, how can I say this? Put to sleep. Not permanently. That's a different type of sleep. But, not there when we're there, right? If he's not there, then perhaps the others will simply, I don't know, fall in line. and make it much easier for us to liberate the food. I do have a suggestion how is it that you can do your part as well. There's a very large store of explosive powder nearby, enough to fool the holes of several ships you see.
Hmm.
And it is in a guarded place, of course, of brick and mortar to prevent any accidents from happening. But where an accident to happen, and with it or its aid, then we would be, well, we will be being doing very good, shall we say.
I see.
We would have plenty of food, and I suspect you would have plenty of whatever they said you need to do whatever they said you're doing, which I do not
see.
know, and I wouldn't understand anyway.
Of course. And just between us, Jim. So when she mentioned the storehouse and the accident, she's definitely implying that if it goes, the ships will probably also go.
No, it means that that's a place you can use to get gunpowder to do whatever he's going to do, and if it goes up in flames, it would certainly hurt. It will not destroy the entire thing. In fact, it's the way she describes it is it's specifically made out of brick, and it's actually partly underground, so that it could be destroyed, but it's designed to take the bulk of the explosion. Right? It's a place. It's a bunk.
We could still get rid of a bunch of their gunpowder. It's a great distraction. It's what they're after, and maybe we can still use our own distraction to carry out the rest of our mission. So I guess the question is...
She does mention that she wants to actually get rid of, not necessarily by violent means, of Brother Lantern, who essentially is the leader of the volunteers of the Church of Sumer here. She feels that if he is somehow neutralized, then the rest will be, when they come in and do what they're going to do, that they're not going to put him out of position, right?
Right,
but he's probably someone who's not used to be pushed around, so
yeah. And I guess to be clear, what can she offer us in return then to help make sure the distraction goes off, get us into the port,
she can
have us get out?
She can give you information. She can give you way in and out because she has people among the workers. She can tell you exactly where the gunpowder storage are. Right? Oh, that's guarded by soldiers. She can get you close enough, right? Because there's workers and people coming in and out because they have to, work on that. And like you said, if she liberates a store, she's willing to share a significant amount of it with you.
Wonderful.
Bring it back. So that takes care of the part of trying to do the secondary objective.
Then I believe, at least on that part, we have a very well-coordinated plan then. With your assistance, we can get in and out. We will perform the distraction. We'll accomplish our own goals. And then once we extract from the port, we can hide for a short while, wait for delivery, and then leave. This all sounds very good. I'm grateful for every single thing that you could provide for us. And I believe it's only up to me and my men to get that pesky priest out of the way first.
I would warn you that, like drinking tea, and she takes her cup, it's like, there's two ways to drink your tea. You can drink it quietly, or you can snort it in. I find the second one to be a tad disgusting.
Oh, I do agree. I'm a man of quiet and etiquette. It would be simply uncouth of me to perform such an action. To slurp my tea so loudly.
While we can serve the tea, it is up to you to make sure you drink it in the proper manner, as you are wont to do when you are a guest. And if you find your tea drinking to our satisfaction, we will probably offer more tea in the future.
Very well then. I think I understand all the terms, and I am in agreement. Is there any dissenting voice among us? Duncan? Vesper?
I didn't know the others were here. I thought I was the only one there with you.
I assumed like you snuck us all in.
Oh,
Or well, we all
okay.
went around, or whatever. So yeah. Then if you just want Duncan there, well, Harmon's always with me anyway. Harmon would never leave.
I mean,
So
that
yeah,
seems agreeable, and I actually have a possible idea to maybe remove him, but
wonderful.
I don't. It may be it's subtle, but I don't know if it's necessarily quiet in terms of its sipping. Let's put it
Well, we'll
that way.
discuss that on our own. It
Yeah.
does sound though that we're all in agreement then. So
Before
Antonia,
we
I'm.
go, oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just going to once again thank you for all that you have provided us and our mutual benefit. I'll take
Oh,
a quiet little sip of tea.
we might want to share some of my. I have some bread and some food nearby if you need it. Being in foreign lands, people tend to get hungry.
Oh, of
And it's
course.
hard to find things. So, and she points at there basically it's just a bag of, prepared supplies there.
Mhm.
You might want to take it on your own. Um, if you need to say if something happens and you're on the run.
Of course. So we'll go ahead and pack that up so that we have a set of supplies if we need to bug out
Also,
completely.
if you want a place to stay, you need to some time. We're not in a rush here. To drink the tea quietly, one must drink it slowly. But the Merry Mare is a place I heard that is both merry and fair. I don't frequent those places, but that's what I've heard. Perhaps if you're looking for a place to stay, that might be a good choice. But
Oh, with such a stunning recommendation. How could I say no?
just some rumors I heard. My little nephews like to hang around there from time to time. And if
Oh,
anybody asks, you said that you know of Auntie Antonia.
of course, Auntie.
Now, is there anything else I can help you with? I do have to go back to my curios.
Of course, I won't keep you any longer. But
I also
Duncan?
wanted to. No, I just wanted to thank you for your hospitality, and I think it's only fair. And I open up the jewelry box that I stole. I say, "Would you like to I don't know, maybe would this compensate for the payment of your lunch?"
Oh dear. And she just picks one piece of jewelry, right? She doesn't take the
Mhm.
entire box. And it's like, oh, my niece would absolutely adore this. Thank you. She takes a small, chain with an emerald on it. Quite expensive, but not the most expensive piece
Yeah.
that is there. Right? There's a collection of rings and all kinds of things. Oh, she would absolutely adore this. Thank you, young man. You're having. Oh, if you weren't. I mean, my niece is a fox, but
I apologize. I'm married already.
oh, lucky woman, her.
I would like to hope so. She is.
Well, I have to pack this out. So if you can show yourselves out,
Yeah, we'll shoo ourselves out
Thank you.
and we'll convene together. Maybe we'll go to the mayor. We'll set up the tavern. We'll set up the room, and we'll have a little talk.
yeah. And as you open the door, there's like somebody right there, like leaning against the wall like this. You're sort of like chewing on something. Like it's easy to go.
Is it Moleskin?
Nope, somebody else.
Okay.
just hanging around, like some guy just hanging around. There happens to be hanging around right at the door.
Yeah,
So,
there's nothing suspicious about this person. He's definitely not on guard. He's just hanging around, you see,
He's just chilling.
good day, gentlemen.
Good day.
Good day, sir.
And you go to the Merry Mare, I suppose, or somewhere else you want to go.
Yeah, we go to the Berry Mare. We're gonna set up the room. We'll mention like, oh yes, our dear auntie Antonia recommended a room here.
Upstairs. There'll be a dinner per person.
Of course, I'll go ahead and slide that over. I have the money, so.
Thank you. We'll bring some food and ale when you need it.
Let me see. Where's my money? Here it is.
I have plenty, sir, if you need it.
No, it's fine. I just need to find it on the sheet. There we go. It's such a large and heavy bag of gold. Hey,
why I
everyone
said-
in the tavern here, that I have lots of gold.
Okay, now
That's why
you're
I said almost
No,
half a
no.
line to my wife.
yeah.
Okay.
What's
But,
the plan? Based on what she's told you, how are you gonna approach this?
Well, the most expeditious manner, I'm sure you have your own plan. Here's what my thought would be. It would be obviously just to set his clothes alight from a far distance where no one sees or suspects, and at least that would get him away from the crowd in general. He'll go maybe change his clothes, he'll maybe seek succor for any injuries, and then maybe we grab him and take him away. We'll see.
Okay.
That's a very basic plan. There's perhaps a longer political plan I could do if I sat here, made friends, contacts, and ruined his reputation, but I'm not sure we want to stay here for 3 months. No one could afford that.
I have a different idea.
Do
And
tell.
this would require knowledge of the Church of Salmer. Vesper's with us now, right?
Of course.
Vesper, how does one remove a brother from a position of power? You're muted, Norman.
Yeah.
You're muted.
No. Okay.
He's gone. The
Oh,
same
yeah.
problem that I keep having too.
Am I back?
Yes,
Yes,
you
you
are.
Okay, yeah, I've been having slight PC problems. Yeah, well, how you remove someone's position of power? Oh, yeah, I usually recommend one stab right under the ribs and then upward motion.
Is there a way to do it without bloodshed?
Oh, you mean defrocking someone?
Yes.
Oh, you would get them defrocked. Usually that would require a trial and a process.
Is it possible to maybe get a recall of our friend the priest here to go on to maybe stand trial for issues and crimes?
There is.
We talked to him a little bit and he identified himself. What rank was he?
Brother.
He said, brother, he's your rank.
No, yeah, I guess he is. Yeah, they really just found a bunch of no-name priests and just put them in charge of all of this. I mean, technically he's a peer of mine, but I'm endorsed by Lord Gregory and the Archbishop. But the problem is we're in a war zone. I mean, we can't just kick him out.
There is actually a very easy way to kick him out, now that it comes to mind. We could just send him a letter.
Yeah, I can forge a letter that's coming from the Archbishop saying he's recalled.
Or anyone at all, honestly, just to say, we need you expediently over here instead of this boring-ass little place where you sit in a chair all day and sleep.
Yeah,
I'm sure he'll spend no time leaving.
There's a problem with that plan that you just told it to me. I mean, to be honest, your lord for all right, he can only be here, okay, under the sufferance of the local lord, because someone had to give the church an indulgence to say they could be here. I mean, so the lord of the town, the mayor or burgermeister, had to say that they could be here. That guy could evict them because if they don't own the land outright, then they're only here as an indulgence from the Lord, whose region his religion. So that could kick them out. But it's my understanding this town is illegally occupied.
No.
Who is the Lord here?
Just one. You say that it's illegally occupied? No, you're
Yeah,
in
they're
the Eastern Island. All this territory essentially is rebel territory because
We're in the Young King's territory.
Well, then you can depose him because you're Lord Gregory, an agent of the true king, and this entire place is lawless. So you can just tell him to leave.
I can, and I could definitely scare him away and claim authority, but I'm not sure that'll give us the troops to hold this position for any amount of time whatsoever.
Hey Gregory,
certainly not.
what's your motto?
I'm fit to be the king, not suicidal.
He's
Well, I
fit
was
to
going to
he's,
suggest.
he's fit to be the king. He's also fit to stay the king.
Yes. I was going to suggest to Lord Gregory, who is the local lord of this place?
Should I roll for that, or do I have enough dice I could just go ahead and no?
No, you have no idea.
Yeah, I think the default I would have would be 2 successes, if it matters. So no, okay. No idea. I suppose they don't have one. I don't know any history or anything.
I mean, no, they don't. They would actually spend any time here. This is your first time visiting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You were given very specific instructions about what to do. You were not giving a briefing about the local lord or the lands or the political situation. Like,
Mm-hmm.
go in, do this, get out.
So again, I
mean,
suppose not
you
impossible.
could try a gossip roll and see if you can find out, but
That is true. I could probably go ahead and try doing that at some point. And definitely declaring myself the local lord and then verbally kicking him out. But that might be one of the loud measures, I'm afraid.
the thing is, lost.
Yeah, lost him again. Whoops.
Okay. Coming back. And the thing is, while the town is ruled by the local lord and local burgermeister, the shipyards are officially royal shipyards.
Right, and they have men with weapons and more than us.
And
That's
workers.
why it's not the best plan, but it would definitely be an incredible distraction to other things that are happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, the letter plan sounded good. Vesper, why were you against the letter plan?
Well, you can't tell me you're going to forge a letter from the Archbishop, because later if the Archbishop asks me, hey, did anybody forge any letters in my name, and it comes back to embarrass them, I'd have to tell them the truth.
Well, we don't have to forge it to the Archbishop. I don't even know if that would be the proper way to do it,
I don't
because,
think you have
again,
to
like you said, this is the war zone, and she's on the other side of it.
No, the church we came from is on our side. She appointed me. She ordained me.
Right, but this man outside isn't.
Yeah,
There's no telling if he would listen to that. What authority does he respect right now?
Well, in theory, they're only here at the sufferance of the mayor. So if the mayor told them to leave, they would have to leave.
So that would be our point of contact, I suspect.
We could forge a letter from the mayor saying to get out of town. You
well,
lazy
the problem
good for
is
nothing.
they can easily disprove that by going to the mayor's office. I mean, by that logic, you could also ask the mayor, stop building a ship for the usurper. Why don't you evict the usurpers? You could just ask. You could just do that.
Again, it's only the first part of the larger plan, which would be to get him out of a position of public sight.
Well, he's just
the
going
letter
to
isn't necessarily going to be the end of all. Yes, he'll go to the mayor. We can take him around a corner instead.
Yeah, that's only going to give us a few hours.
That's all you need, Duncan, right?
To what? Steal or destroy gunpowder and cause a distraction?
No. Once the brother is out of his chair and walking around town, you can ambush him, gag him, and drag him away.
Well, you could just do that by going and finding out where he sleeps.
I think he sleeps in that chair.
I don't think he leaves that chair. It's got a pretty big dent.
Yeah, I mean, he must go somewhere private that's not in front of witnesses. But I'm not really convinced that you really need to eliminate him. I think what we really should do is we should go back to our original plan of blowing everything up.
Right, yes. Which is why we're working with them, because it gets us in and out of the port with ease, whereas it would be very difficult on our own.
Right, but I mean, yeah, you could tell the church they're evicted, and that, like I said, that would buy us a few hours, because I'm sure they would indignantly insist they wouldn't be, and even if your forgery looked intact. Plus, also, there's the other problem that troops are monitoring this dole. Mm-hmm. So if anything happens that makes a scene, they were there within minutes. So if you showed up with eviction papers, all he would have to do is turn to ask the troops that are there, hey, is this true? And they would say, well, we didn't hear about it. Why don't you guys wait here while we go get the mayor? And then you've excited all of the troops.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea. Is it maybe possible to? Is it possible to maybe like find out like who this mayor's allegiance really lie? Do you think that they're allowing this occupying force to be here to build all this stuff, or do you think they've been forced
Well, we're
upon
at the
it?
tavern. Let's have a
Well,
drink.
the town is here. The shipyards belong to the king, the royal.
Yeah. Okay.
So
My
he's the king. So it's you're all everything here is within the territory of the usurper, the attempted usurper. These are his shipyards. He's building his fleet in order to continue the war. So, I mean, he could not be happy about it, right? You can feel him out, perhaps. But technically speaking, he's there managing the town and following instructions, right? It's like you have a factory and you have a town near the factory. He doesn't own the factory. Factory belongs to someone else. But he's not gonna go. He might not like the factory owner. But if the factory owner is rich enough, he's just like, well, what are you gonna do about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and I imagine blowing that up
is
is still in
anyway.
defiance to him and his interest.
Mm-hmm.
It might still be worth knowing who this mayor is and like where they actually do lie on all this stuff, though. At least in terms of intel.
Cool. You can gossip about it, yeah.
Yeah, so let's go ahead, take some time. Let's just talk among the town. We have a bit of time. The ship's not going to be finished like tomorrow or anything. And presumably we have more people who are also good at gossip. Vesper and Duncan, what are your gossip dice?
I have a D8.
Vesper?
I'm looking. I have a D4, and I still have local knowledge of the Isles. I never sold that back like you guys did.
Excellent.
Oh, I have that too. I didn't know I could include that. Anyway.
I think it's like to a particular isle, though.
Oh, I don't know this island then. Never mind.
Particular isle?
Yeah, you can pick your isle, the north, south, east, or west isle.
Yeah, I was told the Isles, so I've never sold that back.
I think, Blessings, you clarified it for me at some point, so
it's a particular
I went
island.
particularly with the North Island.
So which isle is it for then?
Take your pick.
So you would take your pick.
It's your local knowledge.
Like for me, like I would also probably be North Island as well.
Well,
so.
what's the island we came from?
North. Well, right now,
Colwyn?
the capital is in Cair Colwyn.
Capital is what?
Cair Colwyn. Corwin.
Yeah, that would be the one. That's when we've been doing all the fun. So. Okay. So not this one. So no, I only have a D4.
Okay, well, you can still both assist me, and that'll give me 2 extra D8s. Or I could assist, or we could assist Duncan, and I could give Duncan a D12.
If you're a team player, you should be assisting other people.
I absolutely will. So, Duncan, I'm going to assist you.
Roger that.
And it's not quite good enough. But I remember some of my own drunken adventures, I spent a lot of time in the university drinking with all my friends, and, it was definitely the university's pub with all the rich students, but the common folk would be there too. I would at least talk with them, and when everyone's drunk, who cares anymore? No, I'm not that much of a people person.
Because you were so drunk, you don't remember what you said.
Yeah, that's right. Anything else I could try to tap here to assist?
Is that a roll from Vesper for an assist?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you got a D.
Yeah, it sure is. I know how to talk to. I understand the common people.
I'm going to go ahead and throw personality in it because we will rest at least once at some point, I think. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to share tall tales about myself, which will impress people enough to open them up.
There you go. All right, my turn. I got 3 successes.
And that's with the D12?
That's with the D12.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the sensation that the Mayor Munchkin, Mayor
Munchkin?
Yeah, Mayor Munchkin. He is not happy that he is not the one who has control of the grain at this point. And he's also unhappy that his people are essentially being abused. They have jobs, but they're being run ragged And whenever they complain, then all the complaints end up at his door. So he's not happy about the situation. He's not against the king, perhaps, but he's also unhappy by the whole war situation. It's like this to him, it doesn't seem to make any sense. So a lot of rumbling from the mayor's office that he's being sidelined and otherwise made inefficient or powerless.
That's interesting. He has no control over the grain. Then who does? Is it just the church, or is it actually the usurper?
Apparently, it comes right from the docks into the silos, and then from the silos is the church who decides who gets the food.
Interesting.
This sounds like an interesting bit of information, though.
That changes things for me a lot. Vesper, is that normal for the church to decide who it gives alms to and to control such resources in times like this?
I have to pause because this is such a religious question. Is that normal? Well, yes, of course it's normal. The church is an agent of good.
But the fact that they are not under any sort of control or authority by the mayor of this town, is that normal?
Well, they would have to be under some authority because those silos up there. Does that food belong to the church? If the answer is no, then why is the church allowed to go in there and redistribute it?
That's a very good question.
Yeah, I mean, like under whose authority? The troops aren't stopping them from doing it. In fact, they're endorsing them handing out the food. So if the church, it was my understanding that the church had been pressed into the duty of distributing the alms to the poor for the army because the church wants to do it and will do it for free, and they're the lowest bidder. But they don't actually own that food.
Own the food.
So who owns the food?
That's a good question. I'm assuming that the army took all control of it because they're occupying the port. Unless the mayor himself, has this town decided it's allied itself with the usurper? Is this town in rebellion of the true rule of the king?
It seems to be.
Right. So either the mayor owns that or one of his vassals owns that. The town it has seized that. Unlawfully, I might add.
Yeah. Indeed.
Again, let me repeat how it goes. The rumor is that it comes from the ships, goes to the silo, and gets distributed by the church.
Right. So it's foreign aid. In other words, the mayor of this town is accepting foreign aid. Lord only knows what debts they're accruing to foreign powers who would come by and rob us of our liberty.
But the mayor doesn't seem to have any control over it. So maybe the army control.
So that leaves the brother himself out there.
So all of that stuff is like, I don't care where, like the usurper is going to say that they're accepting foreign aid for their loyal cause. But all of that stuff is basically spoils of war. That is illegal foreign aid to help support this guy in his crusade against the true king. Either destroy it or seize it.
What about the brother himself out there? He's purely a foreigner, right? He doesn't actually ever go into town or interact with anyone, or do we have any information on him?
Literally, the only times I've seen him, he was either sitting in that chair or sleeping in that chair.
And they said they came from a local chapel in inland, not from
maybe.
Close.
Where the heck did I write that? I had the name of it too. Darn it.
I think it was
Chapel of Good Graces. There we go.
Chapel of Good Graces, yes.
Perhaps maybe we could take a visit to the chapel.
Perhaps the chapel has, quote, caught fire, and this letter is calling him back to help with the repairs. Perhaps we
gotta
could
look
just
around
go
the
light
world.
it on fire. I don't.
Well, I'd rather not light it on fire.
But you get what I'm saying. If he's focused entirely on that work for whatever reason, he needs an exterior reason to remove himself if we're doing it in a quiet manner.
No, I agree.
And as we've discovered, the mayor does not have the capacity to remove him, or at least doesn't seem to, because it's entirely under the imperial authority rather than his local authority. And of course, he's incredibly frustrated with it, so he's not going to get in the way about it either. So yeah, getting him away from the location in the first place would definitely be probably the first goal. I still very much feel that.
Yes.
So do we want to just forge a letter?
I can make an attempt on forging a letter if you like. I would be honest with you though, and I'd look at Vesper specifically. If that is something that is probably uncomfortable to do, perhaps maybe we actually should look into this Chapel of Good Graces and see what is amiss there.
How
I
far
don't
away is the
understand
chapel?
why. I'm confused why you need a letter. You're the authority. You can just evict everyone.
Because we're trying to do it quietly, because our friends want it done quietly. If we just wanted to walk in and stab him, we'd be done with it already.
I'm not sure a letter is that much quieter, because I would think that the first thing they would do is complain to the mayor.
The letter is blameless, is the main point, and the letter is also a distraction so that he leaves and goes and complains about something or investigates something on his own.
Well, if it'll buy you a few hours and will spare bloodshed, I suppose it's a good plan.
But we probably do need at least a name of someone back at that Church of Good Graces in order to properly forge the letter. Or maybe even a sample of their own writing of someone there. How far away is the church?
Days away. It took me a couple days to get there last time I stole a boat. We're even farther away now. It took us 2 weeks to get here.
Well,
Not that
no, the
church,
Church of Good
dude.
Graces is on this island, right? Lessons?
Yeah, we're a different island.
Oh.
We keep getting confused. We just need a map to throw, and we need to put
I need a
Rafferty's
map,
face
yeah.
there and have it
Yeah.
spin.
Yeah.
The sea air is getting to us.
So Lessons, how far away is that church?
About a couple of hours.
We could easily just go over there, and
Yeah, it's not that far.
let's go take a visit. Why not?
I mean, think about the how portly the brother is. He would not make it that far without having to have at least 3 gallons of water along the way. So yeah.
Oh my god.
And so yeah, you can go in there. You go. It's a very nice little church. Think about like a Norman style church at the edge of a town, of a small village. The headstones marking the people have passed, and it's made out of stone and a thatch roof. Big wooden doors in the beginning, and there's seems to be some kind of list of hammered into the doors, basically of services and times and places where people will come in and do things. The local ladies meeting at noon in this day, and then the service in the afternoon or evening and what have you. The doors are thick oak and are massive. That's the one thing that is impressive with most of the churches. They have big, thick doors and everything open.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's also a side door that leads straight to the what's in Spanish and in English, the bell tower, a small bell tower. So there's 2 doors. A small door that leads to the belfry, or belfry. Is it belfry or belfry?
I think it's Belfry.
Belfry.
I believe it's Belfry, yeah.
Yeah, and the main double doors that go into the chapel. So you can knock in either way, or try to sneak in, or whatever.
I mean, this is a Church of Salmer, Brother Vesper. Perhaps maybe you can lead this knocking in congregation? Or not?
I'm sorry. I thought you addressed Vesper with that.
Yeah, no,
I did.
he did. And I'm just like sighing because it's like, well, This sort of duplicity, I suppose, if it's for the greater good, then I suppose I can. You're really asking me to risk my position on this. So,
if you feel uncomfortable with it, if you wish, I'll do the talking.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't come with you because I would compromise your endeavor.
Okay.
So
This is just a simple go up and just get basic information kind of check anyway, unless Duncan wants to go and steal some handwriting.
I mean, sure.
I mean, I could definitely distract someone for a long while. That's my entire purpose in life. So, yeah, I'll
sure,
just
I can
I'll just
attempt
stride into
something.
the church and I'll start looking for someone.
a young rat. You see, he's white. Also, his fur is pretty pale, very white. Has a family resemblance to the old brother back. He's like, "Oh, hello. What can I do for you? We're
Hello
close
there.
at the moment. Yeah.
Oh, clothes, but I was looking for solace for my soul. There's this priest back in town, and I heard the words of his people, and I thought I would come to church and receive solace for my soul for the afterlife.
Oh, uncle. I mean, brother Lantern. Yes. Well, he's taking to the needy. I think that's what he told me. Yes, and getting some food. You need some food, perhaps.
Well, not food today. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say no, but I mean, well, uh, is there someone older? And how old does he look? He's like a teenager or something. Isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's like 16 at the most. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, is there someone older, or is it your uncle who runs this church?
Oh, my brother Lantern. He usually runs it, but he's very busy doing the thing with the food and the stuff, and I'm just. Oh well, he can come in, I guess. I just like, and when he does, you hear like he's like moving
Yeah, he's like
something.
undoing the big bolt or something.
Yeah, and then he's moving something, and you hear the sort of a splash of water, and it's like he's, has a bucket and a mop, and it's like, I was just doing the floors, which are,
Right.
stone, not gray stone. It's like, yeah, I
This is a
was
very nice
careful.
place.
You that might, might just slip.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. It's just I have to do that every day. It's my
Yes. Oh, but you do keep the place nicely, and I'll just like have a peek around and see like, oh, how nice is this church?
I mean, light is streaming through the glass windows, right? And it has scenes, it's stained glass scenes of different aspects of the Church of Sumer, right? Of saints and whatnot. And he's like, yeah, I mean, the services have been postponed. I mean, I have to get Brother Lantern to come back and do the proper services. But yes, that he's to be. So yeah, I mean, if you wish to pray, I suppose we will never close our doors to those who wish to pray, because that's what we're here for. So I've been told.
While I'm sorry, but while he's doing the distracting stuff, do you want me to make a stealth roll to like?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
search around?
and I will probably be just like generally asking questions, information. It's like, oh, so how often did services occur? Have things changed recently? Oh, this is such a nice place. Oh, where did you get your name from? So I am distracting him, but I am also genuinely
He's wearing
asking
robes. I mean, he's wearing robes that he's sort of hiked up on his arms and legs, so he doesn't splash a lot of water into it. He's just mopping it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see what the
That
roll
was 2 successes, by the way.
Yeah, he's distracted. I mean, he doesn't expect anybody other than people from town or people who are curious about the church. He's a kid. He doesn't. Duncan, you can go in the back. I mean, there's two things. There's a very large book near the entrance where some people actually know how to write, or at least write their names as they come in. It's a registry, right? And there's another book which has a book of activities, right? That weddings and celebrations, and whatever. And there's a small there's a door that leads. There's two doors. One that leads again to the belfry, and another one leads to the quarters of Brother Lantern, right? So if you're looking
I
for,
would like to try and get near the door for Brother Lantern. Then
it's actually open.
Oh, this is
Because
scary easy. Anyway, I'll go in.
It's like
Yeah.
you're stealing candy from a child who's all alone.
because
Well,
as
I'm
you,
not-
as you let me
I'm not
explain.
trying to steal from the child.
As you open the door, there's a small closet that has brooms and rags and stuff like that. So the kid has been, doing cleaning the floor. So that's where the storage is. And there's another door. That door is closed, and you might have to find a way to open it.
Is it? I'm assuming it's locked.
Yes, it is.
Ooh, I don't have sabotage, unfortunately. All right, I'm gonna search around the areas that are not locked in the church as I go,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna do so as quietly as possible.
Okay.
Let's see. So I would adding searching dice on all this now.
Yeah.
4, 8. Oh, that's 4 successes.
Oh yeah. You find under the lantern, right? The where the priest. It's a situation where there's a small staircase that leads
Mhm.
upward to a place where the priest will actually go up there and sort of be over the congregation. It's not like one thing about sort of Catholic Church where people there's a table and he actually goes up there and people go up there to do readings of the scripture. And you find the scripture book, and you also find underneath that like a small book or maybe a diary, right? Something like a place where somebody makes annotations. And you skim, and basically it's kind of like a notebook where someone writes up not the minutes but the planning, right? Oh, this time I will speak about passage such and such 9:12 about this, and next Sunday I will it's sort of like the work plan of brother
Lantern.
Lantern. Yeah. And he's planned out the entire month of sermons and the like, right?
Interesting. Okay.
He actually kept
Um,
to that schedule, is the question.
Well,
That's interesting. I'm gonna hold on to that for now. Is there? This is gonna, I guess, be an odd question. Is there like the doors to the back room or anything like that? I'm assuming they're locked as well.
well, there's two doors. Like I said, one leads to the belfry, and the
The
other one,
belfry, yeah.
no, those are not locked.